Hello students, in maths today we are going to start exercise 1.2. But before starting the exercise, I would like to discuss some important key points, that is irrational number and real number. We know that in last part we have discussed about rational numbers, which are in the form of P upon Q. And when we solve P upon Q, we obtained some answers in form of decimals. Sometime terminating decimals and sometime it is non-terminating decimals but repeating. Now in case of irrational numbers, a number which can be written as decimal but cannot be written in P upon Q form, that is in fraction form. Okay, getting it? Irrational numbers cannot be written in form of P upon Q, but they can be expressed in terms of decimals. And when we solve this kind of irrational numbers, we obtain the results which is always non-terminating and non-repeating. Remember, in rational numbers, sometimes we obtain the result non-terminating but repeating, recurring. But here in irrational numbers, we obtain the result non-terminating and non-repeating. Endless also non-repeating. For example, pi value, that is 3.14, and many more like 3.146789285 etc. etc. That means it is not repeating itself. The answer is not repeating. Okay, is it clear to you all? Irrational numbers, the answer we obtained is non-terminating and non-recurring or non-repeating. Now, the real number. What is real number? It is very simple. The collection of all the rational numbers and irrational numbers together is called real number. It is denoted by R. We can say all the rational numbers, all the irrational numbers in common bag, and that bag is real number bag. Irrational number is denoted by S, real number is denoted by R, whereas rational number is denoted by Q. Now, our exercise 1.2. The very first question of exercise 1.2 is write true or false and justify your answer also if we need. First point. Every irrational number is a real number. Yes, according to me it's true, as because we have discussed above real number, all the collection of all the rational numbers and irrational number. Therefore, every irrational number will be definitely a real number. It's a true part. The next one is every point on the number line is in the form of root m, where m is natural number. Okay. They are asking about the number line. You know that on the number line there are some positive values and also some negative values. So if you are putting root m on the positive side, it could be possible because positive values can be categorized in square root. But what about the negative values? Negative values cannot be categorized under root and cannot be considered as a natural number. So the answer will be false. And my suggestion will be because negative number cannot be the square root of any natural number. Is it clear? We cannot write under root of -4, under root of -7. It is not possible. And the third one is every real number is an irrational number. Yes, every real number is an irrational number. According to me, it's a false statement, as because every irrational or every rational number can be a real number, but every real number cannot be only irrational or only rational, because it is the collection of both. So according to me, this is the false statement. And the very last question, according to me, is question number 2. Are the square roots of all the positive integer irrational? Give an example of the square root of a number that is a rational number. Okay, they are asking about some examples of irrational numbers, but can you tell me I want to suggest you try to do this solve question. According to me, root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, all these are examples of irrational number. But what about root 4? What about root 9? What about root 16? These are the perfect squares. And perfect square and the square root of 4, that is the answer will be 2. Under root of 16, the answer will be 4. Under root of 9, the answer will be 3. The numbers which have perfect square cannot be categorized in irrational numbers. Other than perfect square numbers, all the root values are categorized in irrational number. So question number 2, please try to do it. In the next video, we will discuss about 1.3 exercise. Thank you. So students, exercise 1.2, question number 3. This is very important question of this exercise. Show how root 5 can be represented on the number line. See, we know that root 2, root 3, root 5, all these numbers are irrational numbers. But don't worry, just like rational numbers, we can also plot root values, that is irrational number, on the number line with some different measurement methods. But before discussing this, I would like to discuss something about Pythagoras theorem. Dear students, do you know what is Pythagoras theorem? We have discussed this theorem in earlier classes. It is only applicable for right angle triangles in which the longest side, that is hypotenuse, the square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of square of perpendicular and base. Here we have written this. H square is equal to P square plus B square, where H is the hypotenuse, P is the perpendicular and B is the base. We will use this theorem to plot such kind of irrational numbers, such root values. Okay. Now, from this chapter, you will have to learn some of the root values like root 5, root 3, root 7, root 2. We will need later on. So, for this question, root 5, the value of root 5 is around 2.236. You know that we have discussed that the root values are irrational numbers. They are endless, non-terminating, non-repeating. But to use these things, these numbers in our calculations, we take 3 digit, up to 3 decimals, up to 3 values, 2.236 like this. So now let's start to plot root 5 on number line. Let's take a simple line, that is x dash. Take a point O anywhere on the number line. Take a point O anywhere on the number line and plot OA with the help of your ruler scale. Plot OA about 2 centimeter and plot AB around 1 centimeter. 1 unit, that means 1 centimeter, and 2 units, that means 2 centimeters. Why I am taking 2 and 1? Just listen to me. It is related to this Pythagoras theorem. As here we are taking h square is equal to p square plus b square. So we need to plot root 5, that means 5 for example. But for that we need some combination of base and perpendicular. And which kind of combination we can take? We can take 2 plus 1. Just like 2 square will be 4 and 1 square will be 1. So 2 square, that is 4, and 1 square, that is 1. 4 plus 1, we obtained our value 5. And on applying square root on that 5, that is OB square is equal to 5. So OB is equal to root 5. We have done this process in 8th standard. How we convert the square into square roots? By applying root both the sides. Applying root on OB square and apply root on 5. So you know that square root and square will nullify each other and we will get only OB, and root of 5 will be there. This is the simple method that we have already done in 8th standard. But my question is, why we are taking only 2 and 1 combination? Can we take 2 plus 2, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 2, anything? No, we cannot. Let's suppose we are taking 2 plus 2 combination. Let me take base is also 2 and height is also 2, and perpendicular is also 2. But 2 square will be 4 and again 2 square will be 4, and then we will get root 8 or 8, and we want only 5, not 8. So we have to make such combination in which we need only 2 plus 1, 2 square plus 1 square, that is 5 only. In any way we have to make only root 5. That's why I am making the combination 2 square and 1 square. So I have taken here OA 2 units 2 centimeter and OAB 1 unit 1 centimeter. And on applying both the things in my Pythagoras theorem, I am getting the result 2 square plus 1 square, which is equal to 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. But OB square is equal to 5. Apply root both the side and we will get OB is equal to root 5. And that is our final answer. So here OB is root 5. But this is only the construction. What we have to do next? We need to find the actual root 5 value on the number line. So what we will do? We will put just like here OB. This OB is my root 5, and I will make like this, the arc. And that arc is cutting my line x dash, and the point at which this arc is cutting is my root 5 point on my x dash, and this is my final answer. And if you measure with the scale, with the ruler, you will find that this value will be around 2.23 and between the 2.23 and 2.24, that is 2.236 approximately. This is the first method of solving root 5 on number line. Can you get it? Try to do it at your home. One more method for solving such kind of root values, plotting such kind of root values on the number line. Again take x dash line and make a convenient point O at any position on the x dash. Make it O and take O. So take x dash line, make a convenient point O at any position on x dash, and plot OA is equal to 1 unit and AB is equal to 1 unit, just for making our convenient pair to plot root 2. And here our triangle will be OAB. OAB is our triangle, and in case OB, that is hypotenuse square, OA is equal to, you can take it base or you can take it perpendicular, whatever you like. So OA is, let's suppose, perpendicular, and AB is your base, and in this way your value will be 1 square plus 1 square, which is equal to 2, and OB square is equal to 2 or OB is equal to root 2. On applying root both the sides, we get the value OB is equal to root 2. Hence OB is equal to root 2. Now make another triangle. Considering OB is your base or perpendicular, draw a exactly 90-degree line, that is BC, on base OB. And you should take BC only 1 centimeter, 1 unit. Hence, you have again two combination, that is OB is root 2 and BC is 1. and you can make the triangle OBC, out of which again OC is your hypotenuse. OC square is equal to OB square plus BC square, where OB we are taking root 2 and BC we are taking 1. Root 2 square plus 1 square, that is equal to 2 plus 1, because root 2 square of square root will nullify each other and we will get only 2 as the answer. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Okay? And hence OC square is equal to 3. On applying root both the sides, we get OC is equal to root 3. Our next value is OC is equal to root 3. Again you plot perpendicular line, say CD, take it 1 unit. CD is 1, OC is root 3. The third part, OC square plus CD square is equal to OD square, your new hypotenuse, and it will be root 3 square plus 1 square, that is 3 plus 1, which is equal to 4. OD square is equal to 4. On applying root both the sides, we get OD is equal to root 4. And the last step, we have OD is root 4. Again draw DE, one more perpendicular line, 90-degree line, and take it 1 unit only. ED is equal to 1, OD is equal to root 4, and we are getting OD square plus ED square, that is root 4 square plus 1 square, hence 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. Therefore, OE square is equal to 5, and OE applying root both the side, OE is equal to root 5. This is our last needed answer. Again you have to do same step which we have done earlier above. That is, you have to take a rounder and put the tip of rounder on A and just make arcs from OB on number line, then OC on number line, then OD on number line, and the last OE on number line. And this OE number line, this arc which is cutting line XX dash, the point at which it cuts XX dash is our required point, that is root 5, and its value will be same, that is around 2.236, just similar to the above question, Hence we have two methods. You can use any of the method. Both are good, both are correct. Try to do at your home. You can plot root 3, root 2. You make combinations with the help of Pythagoras theorem. You will have to make only, let's suppose 5. If you want to plot root 3, then you make the combination of 1 plus 1, that is 2. And then in next step you take 2 plus 1, that is 3. You can make any combinations, and in this way we can plot irrational values, that is root values, on number line. Thank you.